Hi, welcome back. I'm Chuck, and today we're going to talk about my upcoming move and the benefits and struggles to moving with a workshop. A few months ago, my family and I found out we are relocating from Virginia Beach to Oklahoma this summer. And I want to talk about the struggles and the benefits of moving with a workshop. So moving is painful, whether you're moving across town or across the country. And if you're doing it like we are and having movers take your stuff and not moving yourself, then there's some added struggles that go along with that. So additional struggles when you have a workshop or a garage or tools or whatever you want to call it. I'm not even sure if I qualify as a workshop at this point, but if you're a woodworker, entry-level woodworker, maker, if you have stuff you need to move, then there's an added struggle to the moving process. So I've talked to some people about moving and moving with a workshop, and a lot of people do move their own tools, which happens to not be an option for me because I have some training en route that's going to take me about a month to get to my final destination. I am going to take my smaller stuff with me in my truck, the hand tools, but the larger tools, the router table, the miter saw station, the table saw, outfeed table, table saw, workbench, whatever you want to call it, the bigger items, the larger stuff to move, I'm not going to be able to move myself. That being said, I'm going to be going without these items for roughly a month, 6 weeks, however long it takes me to pack everything up, get it in the truck, have the movers bring it to the final destination, me get it out there, and then there's the setup process. One thing I am going to do, even with the larger items, is I'm going to make it as simple as possible for them to be moved without any damage. So I've removed the fences off of the router table, all the attachments, the fence off the table saw, so that it's just bare bones, it's the tool itself, and it's not all the associated items that are attached to the tool that could get broken or damaged en route. So knowing that I wasn't going to stay in this location for a long time, and honestly when I started becoming a woodworker, becoming an amateur maker, I'm probably still way amateur compared to most people, I knew that it was probably a good idea to put everything I built on casters because I really didn't know about shop setup and where things would end up and how to configure things. So the benefit to that is it's easily portable and things can be moved around on the truck and en route to the final destination. And once I get there, I'll be able to easily change around how things are situated in the new shop. Another struggle with moving is some of the things we use in woodworking or making, such as paints and stains. Those items can't be moved on moving trucks and aren't a good idea to have in your car in the middle of summer for a few weeks while you're going to a new location. So I had to get rid of all that stuff before I moved, and some people keep a lot of that stuff on hand and buy it in large quantities. So something to think about if you have an upcoming move that's going to be not a local move is to minimize the amount of extra stuff that you buy as far as stains or finishes, paints, because it can be rather expensive to have to throw these things away or give these things away and not be able to use them all. And lastly, when you're moving, you can't make YouTube videos for the duration of your move because you don't have access to your tools. Not only YouTube videos, you can't do home projects. You can't do anything while your tools are not with you. So you have to go without your stuff for however long that is. In my case, it's going to be probably a little over a month. So those are some of the struggles associated with moving, some of the things that I have upcoming that I'm kind of like fighting through. There are some benefits though that I have with this move, and I want to talk about some of those. So in my current shop, I am occupying one half of a 2-car garage. So my wife thinks that she needs to park her car in the garage. She is over on that side. When my tools weren't all set up for moving and all situated in one spot here, they were spread along this half of the garage. So my next shop benefit to me is going to be a little larger. So when you're moving into a new space and you have the opportunity to upgrade or upsize the shop, and that's definitely a benefit to moving. Another benefit to moving in my case is that in our current location we are renting and we can't make certain changes to the space that we're occupying here. So I have like the OSB walls that you can see. There are 2 4-foot fluorescent lights for the whole shop, and it's kind of dark in here. So My next place is going to be painted white. I'm going to have, I think I'm going to go with the LEDs. Seems to be a better option nowadays. Install a lot more lighting in the garage. The ceiling will be painted drywall as well. So it'll be a lot better for video. It'll be a lot better for safety, for woodworking. You can see a lot better when it's lighter, and don't have to worry about adding additional lights or adding like camera lighting when you're doing shooting. Along with the lighting, I am going to have a better electrical setup. So we are in a freestanding garage that has one 110 or 115, one outlet on that side of the garage that's on the other side of where my wife parks her car, and I run a extension cord up through the top of the garage over to this side and plug it into a power strip and plug all of my tools off of that. So there's cords and trip hazards and things. It's another obstacle to overcome in my current place, to where it's a struggle. So along with that, I have the dust collection set up to it, the table saw, the miter saw. If you have more than one thing going at once, sometimes it trips the breaker. It's a 15 amp circuit. So in my next shop, I will have the ability to change that. It already has a lot better of an electrical setup. I'll be able to add 220 where I want to. I'll be able to add more outlets on different circuits as needed for the different tools. Next thing I want to talk about is flooring. So in my current shop, like I said, I'm renting. This is a garage floor. This is just a concrete slab. So I will be working in a garage in my next location, but I want to put down maybe that epoxy. I'm looking at the epoxy on the flooring. There's also the option of the hard plastic interlocking mats. I use these foam mats right now just where I'm standing in different locations around, and those are okay to stand on just for anti-fatigue, but they don't help with the cleaning situation. So the concrete's really hard to keep clean, and it just looks kind of dirty. So I want to, and I'm leaning towards the epoxy. Let me know what you think. If you leave a comment, what do you have in your shop? What do you think works best in a garage workshop? I'm really interested to see what other people do. But I'm leaning towards like that epoxy, and I'll probably still use this matting on top and go with that for the flooring option. Another thing I'd like to ask people is what you use for your tool storage for hanging tools or hand tools. You can see I have the pegboard in the back here. I'm not crazy about pegboard. Do you have a lot more luck with or a lot more aesthetics with the French cleat system? They seem a little bit more in-depth to create those. It's more of a custom thing. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to go for with that. So if you have any suggestions, just leave me a comment as well on the tools that normally would hang up on the walls. Another benefit to moving, especially on a long distance move, is that if you are ready to or about to upgrade to any new tools, this is a great time to do it. So I've offloaded a few things that I've kind of wanted to upgrade for a while, but it didn't make sense at the time. So I will just get those new items when I get to the new location. And that's kind of a benefit. So you get to work with some new stuff. It's pretty cool. Looking forward to it. So to wrap this up, I wanted to talk about like where I'm headed with this channel and some of the upcoming things I have going on. Obviously with the move, there's going to be a lot of setup. I'm going to do a lot of shop projects, but I'm also going to add in some outdoor projects, some yard projects, and just some regular builds as well. So keep watching, and go ahead and hit subscribe over here. And I have some other videos from the past over here that you can take a look at that YouTube thinks you might like. And keep watching. I'll have some later on this summer. Thanks.